So, with that being said, let's jump into this show. A trustee's biggest fear. You know, fear. Let me check this out. Check this out. You have, they call them flight or fight response. It's natural. When a human recognizes some sort of threat, be it physical or otherwise, there's usually a response, a physiological response that happens within the body that produces necessary hormones and secretions that allow for the fight or flight response. I'm going to tell you this. Fear blocks that response. One of the biggest mistakes that can be made, in my opinion, is the lack of pursuit of a specific thing or a specific circumstance based on fear. You know, I do believe that fear is the root cause of a lot of stress, a lot of poverty, and a lot of feelings of inadequacy and, you know, we all deal with fears. Some of us, we deal with fears on a daily basis. And fears can be shared. Some fears are not shared. Sometimes people don't keep they're gonna keep it to themselves. But on this episode of The Foundation, we're going to discuss the trustee's biggest fear. So before we discuss the biggest fear, let's discuss what I would consider the main issue. The IRS, of course. Internal Revenue Service. IRS agent badge. Man, people boo-boo themselves just thinking about the IRS. Internal Revenue Service. Internal Revelation. There's a lot of different names, a lot of different monikers for the Internal Revenue Service, but this is the main issue. Allegations of commingling, allegations of self-dealing. Let's talk about it. What is the trustee's biggest fear? Federal prison. Let's be honest. Federal prison. Federal prison. Federales. I'm talking federal prison. Fed time. Gone from your family, gone from your loved ones, gone from your little side thing, little text buddies, gone from work, gone all your amenities, your whip, your nice little undies, because you have your own underwear, in federal prison. There's some ramen cups. And some Twizzlers in federal prison. Say it out loud. Federal prison. It's like you said it 3 times, you won't be there. Federal prison, federal prison, federal prison. And over my eyes, I'm there. No! So, federal prison. Trustee's biggest fear. Federal prison. I said it. I said it many times. I'm going to say it again. Federal prison. Federal imprisonment. Fed time. Fed joint. You in the Fed joint, son? Ah, son. I ain't talking about Rikers, son. I'm talking about federal prison. All right, I'm done. But I'm serious, right? That's the trustee's biggest fear. Being gone, handcuffs. Big Navy SEAL looking dudes telling you, turn around, put your hands on my brother. I said, turn around, put your hands on my brother. Federal prison. Let's break this down, man. Allegations of co-mingling. Allegations of self-dealing. Allegations of, check this out, willful failure to file a tax return. Uh-oh. Unpaid taxes due. Interest on unpaid taxes due. Penalties on unpaid taxes due. Federal indictment, federal prison. This is federal IRS, federal code, internal revenue. Internal revenue now or federal prison later. I'm clowning. What is the dance? You know, y'all know what I do, right? I don't do the dance. I do the dance. Personal liability of a trustee cannot be enforced against the trust property. Trust property cannot be held under attachment nor sold upon execution for the trustee's personal debt. In the case of the United States National Bank of Omaha versus Kaminsky, civil action number 77, District Court of Jefferson County, Colorado, June 16, 1980, the bank alleged that Kaminsky owed them $20,000. When he had no personal assets to seize after they obtained judgment, they tried to seize the assets of a trust Mr. Kaminsky had set up a few years before. The bank's actions failed, and they were unable to penetrate the trust. Who got shot? The creator of a trust may mold it and give it any shape he or she chooses. And he or she or the trustees upon such terms as they may choose to impose. Come on, man. Federal prison. Dignity of contract cannot be set aside because a tax benefit results either by design or accident. Ms. Edwards versus the commissioner. Weeks versus Sibley. A peer trust is not illegal if formed for the express purpose of avoiding taxation. Federal prison. Then I got federal prison. A trust is a separate and distinct entity from its beneficiaries for income tax purposes. Trusts are taxable entities which compute their deductions basically as individuals. This is Fabian versus the Commissioner of the Internal Revenue Service. The purpose settler had in establishing a trust is irrelevant. 100% irrelevant on the question of whether income from a trust is taxable to the settler or the trustee. Federal prison. Listen, I'm going to say it plain and clear. How are you going to get in trouble? An individual is responsible for any tax obligations it may incur due to employment contracts. Individuals cannot assign the taxable income. Whatever entity or person makes or otherwise has claim to the income must be responsible for any taxes associated with that income. I'm not an attorney, I'm not a lawyer, I'm not a tax attorney, I'm not an agent of the United States, I'm not giving legal advice. Matter of fact, I'm crazy. I'm just saying, don't even do it. I lost my mind. If you see it, tell it I'm looking for it. I'm not giving any legal advice. But I will tell you this. The ultimate name of the game of going private is legally avoiding taxes. It's impossible to do that if the person earning the income is an individual. That's the federal prison dance. It's unequivocal. There's no ifs, ands, ampersands. If the trust is earning the income, then the trust is responsible for any tax, if at all. The contract governs the structure. Follow the contract. Federal prison. You scared? Most people who want to go private, they want to hear me tell them somehow how their individual income is going to be sheltered from taxes. Brother, sister, negation. Negathaniel. Anyone who tells you that is either stupid or trying to get you popped off. There are specific deductions and benefits and advantages that can be had at the individual level, but let me tell you, the worst way to exchange your labor and expertise into the public to receive whatever you want is through an individual person. Unless you're some kind of high-paid surgeon, some sort of public figure, it's the lowest person on the totem pole is an individual. People are stuck in the jobs. You get a check every week, every 2 weeks. You know what to expect. Humans are creatures of habit. You can't work against your nature. Or can you? Oh, it's too late. You know how old I am, so if you knew how old I was, you wouldn't talk to me like that. I talk to you however I want. And I'm telling you, it's not too late. I'm seeing 70-year-olds getting their degrees, running their marathons and stuff, man. Come on, man. It's all in your mind. But if you're not willing to let go of that individual, you still have benefits by being private. I personally, 100% unequivocally, will cause for the avoidance of probate for my successors. There will be no probating of the estate of the individual. There will be no probating required because the individual will be broke. The individual is broke in the mug right now. It owns nothing. It has no assets or personal property titled in its name. What's the problem? Fear is the problem. I'm going to tell you like I told a good friend of mine earlier. And, you know, This is an excerpt from a private conversation, and I'm gonna bust this in the public, but I'm gonna maintain my friend's privacy because that's how I do. I'm gonna tell y'all just like I told my friend. It's administration versus administration. Until you see your private estate on par with the United States, you're not looking at it properly. As a trustee of your private contractual estate, you administer in the equivalent to an executive capacity in the public. A lot of times you'll hear executive trustee, things of that nature. These fools worry about the IRS agents. It's an agent, man. It's an agent acting under specific mandate, walled off, restricted. I'm not saying they don't have power. They got power in specific situations. But what I'm saying is, when you are speaking to an IRS agent, you're speaking down if you are a trustee of a private estate. You're speaking down in the sense that you're speaking to an agent. You're not speaking to a fellow executive. You're not even speaking to an administrator. You're speaking to an agent. Principal agent relationship. And as a trustee, you can appoint agents. You follow what I'm saying? And on top of that, if contract makes the law, if Article 1, Section 10 in part states that no state shall pass any law impairing obligation contracts, the United States is a state, or considered a state with regards to these laws, right? So whatever in the contract, they can't break it. Dignity of a contract cannot be set aside because a tax benefit results by design or accident. Edwards versus the Commissioner. I have that memorized. I said that off the top of my head. Dispel some fear. Listen, if you properly administer your private estate, if you do what you're taught in trustee training, you're going to whoop these fools if they come at you. It's allegation, rebuttal. Allegation, rebuttal. Your alleged law versus this private law. Here's the minute, substantiation. When in doubt, record a minute. Specifying, delineating, and expressing the power to do a thing. And do it. They're going to say, what they going to allege? Willful failure to file tax return. Unpaid tax due. Interest on unpaid tax due. Penalties on unpaid tax due. Federal prison. That's the fear, right? Federal prison. You say that, people get goosebumps. Federal prison. And by you an agent, stop doing that. You play too much. Federal prison, nigga. If you're an individual, I'm sorry. If you're administering in an individual, the individual has an employment contract, good luck with that. Look, there is one option. But it requires work. And most people ain't trying to do work, sorry to tell you. I'm just playing. The one option is, and this is what you got to understand. It's all about family business. But the controllers, the framers of this current, what we call it, hegemony, the industrialists, they knew not all of their family members were going to come and work for the family business. That's why these wealthy individuals, new contract law. You ever heard of a private family foundation? Well, individuals can donate up to 30% of their gross income. I'm not an attorney, not a lawyer, and I'll give you tax advice. Up to 30% and receive a charitable deduction on their individual taxes. Now, if it's a private family foundation, woo! I mean, why? Why not? Which effectively reduces the individual's taxable income by 30% annually. Other than that, individual gets no play. Oh, my bad. You can adjust the number 30% to 50% if you're going to donate to a public charity. I don't know why. They better have a dope mission statement, substantiation, all that dance. Right? I mean, think about it. Have you ever heard voluntary taxes versus involuntary taxes? They don't count. It's just, hey, what do you know? Hey, what do you know? My uncle used to say that all the time. He didn't call me so, but I'm going to say, he'd be like, hey, so, what do you know? Hey, man, what do you know? Not much. Give me like 20 years or something. Because what is it? What's your fear? What are you afraid of? Federal prison? You gonna let fear hold you back? From what you desire? You gonna let fear hold you back from capturing all of your personal property and the value of the exchange in your personal property? Personal property in this sense is your energy. It's your time. It's time of your life that you'll never get back. That you contract with some sort of employer or something. Something. Is it the fear that you won't be able to pay your bills, that you can't make enough money, that you just don't see it as to why you don't start your LLC, you don't start your own business? Is it the fear of failure? What is it? I know Trustee's biggest fear is federal prison. Federal prison, Bree. Hey, you better, you know what I'm saying? Don't drop the soap, man. What the problem is? Worst case scenario, I'm telling you, unless you are straight up flagrant, telling me you smell snitching, John snitching on your Delph. Worst case scenario. Unpaid taxes, unpaid tax due, interest on unpaid tax due, penalties on unpaid tax due. Worst case scenario, Mr. Individual who didn't properly substantiate your transactions and properly administer your private estate, that's your worst case scenario. Unpaid tax due, interest on unpaid tax due, penalties on unpaid tax due. Don't pay it, you might go to federal prison. You into the trustee training, you learn how to properly administer these estates, these trusts, these contract entities. You face your fears, start your own business, invest in yourself, invest in your family, change the game, and you have no fear. Do I sound like I'm scared? Got a lot of people worried. Hey, man, they hired new IRS agents. Tell the truth, man. Tell the truth. Can I tell the truth? You can tell the truth. I'm so scared. Fear is debilitating. Fear will freeze you up. To combat fear, you need knowledge. The acquiring of knowledge is not only through study, it's through action. If you just sit here and hoard all this information, you don't do anything, you still in the same spot with less mental real estate. What's the point? I know a trustee's biggest fear. Federal prison. Federal prison. You scared? And you know, I'm not being facetious. I'm just saying, you get one life, right? What you gonna do? You gonna do what you want to do, or you gonna do what someone else wants you to do? And most people equate doing what they want to do with like breaking the law or something. You know, I want to tell you what a large portion of your fear is. Or what adds, what attributes to a large portion of your fear. I'm going to tell you. Actually, I'm not going to tell you. I'm going to ask you some questions. Let me ask you a few questions. You mind? I can't hear you, so I'm just going to ask the questions. What is your family talking about? Huh? What are your friends talking about? Huh? What are your mentors and those that you find cool or intelligent? What are they talking about? They talking about trust? They talking about proper trust administration? Are they talking about feasible, viable, proven ways to survive an Internal Revenue Service audit? A federal one, too. It's going to be federal. State, whatever, man. State is like small guy, small fry dance. It's the federal. Ooh. That's what, man, that people be clenching up their booty cheeks. Hold on, man. I can't do no jail time. Not jail time. It's prison. Federal prison. Y'all gonna get tired of hearing me. Every time you hear federal prison, you're gonna think of this stupid dude. Like, this dude's so... Every time I hear federal prison, I think of this federal prison. I'm trying to ruin it for you. You're around a bunch of people who don't comprehend this information. You're more than likely with people who don't study law, don't study contract law, don't study the Constitution, don't study commerce, don't study business law, don't study the UCC, don't study the Hague Convention on the Recognition of Trust. Don't study. They don't, talking about, the fight and the sports and the dance. Oh, my bad. 60 seconds. I'm going to go over a little bit. You got 60 seconds to call in, 563-999-3616. If you're listening on the internet, Miss British, she's going to cut you off. She cut us all off last week. She wasn't playing. I'm going to let y'all know. You got about 60 seconds to call in. Otherwise, you got to check out the archive episode, man. So, that's the dance right there. Look. You are, what is it, the 5 people that you hang out with the most? Your peoples around you in your circle, they're not talking this. You don't see successful litigation against the Internal Revenue Service. You might read a Supreme Court case, but how far are you removed from that? Let's be honest. It's not something that you're immersed in. It's not something that you grew up in. It's not something that you've even seen, right? That adds to the fear. 100%. But you got to understand what's going on. You got to understand where it's coming from. You got to understand all this dance, man. Or not. You know, hey, listen, you have the right to not do a dance. You have a right to crawl. You have a right to do whatever you want to do. But I'm going to tell you this. Fear does not exist in this dojo. It does not exist. Fear is softness taking hold in your bones. I don't know. That didn't work really well. I was trying to think, you know, pain is weakness leaving the body. I always thought that was funny. Fear is the soft custard inside of you trying to stay in there. I don't know. That didn't work either. Fear is lame. How about that? Fear is a foreign emotion. You're not born in fear. It's wild. You know, these emotions, man. But we are occupying multiple planes of existence at the same time, and then you got these weirdo humans that are gonna throw in some commercial law and some admiralty and all this other dance on top of it. But you got to see what it is. You got to see what it is. Trustee's biggest fear: federal prison. How realistic is that fear? How many trustees you know went to prison? And then what do they do, man? Like, what did you do? You got a private trust, like contractual. Like you got it from me. So I know what the language is in it and the powers and stuff. But how did you go to federal prison? You must have did something stupid and janky, or you weren't in the training, or you didn't properly study or apply what you learned in training. What else is there? This training, the trustee training here at the foundation is specifically formulated to survive an audit. So, you know, if you truly are concerned with, you know, that biggest fear, I suggest you email me. Admin at welcome-to-the-foundation.com. Let's holler at the trustee training. Because, you know, this stuff is in the game. Just because you don't know something exists doesn't mean it does not. It's because the professionals that you trust and look up to don't know that something exists doesn't mean it does not. And if you're not willing to stand up to and combat your fear, I'm going to just be honest, this isn't for you. You know, stay in the matrix. A lot of people say it's too good to be true. No, it's not. It's too good to be true because you don't comprehend what you're looking at. When you comprehend what you're looking at, you start giggling. I started laughing. Well, at first I freaked out. Probably had a panic attack, and then I started laughing after that. But it is what it is. And, you know, I freaked out because I was like, man, I know this stuff. This is stuff that can get you, you know, get you yakathons, you know. Yak faces. You know. But nonetheless, it's all about your approach. It's all about what you do and what you don't do. So, you know, email me, admin at welcome-to-the-foundation.com. Do not fall in to the trustees who just walk around scared and frozen. Not even thinking, you know, not even just engulfed in fear. Stay away from me, yo. Stay away from it. Access, pursue knowledge. Also, you got the foundation here. We, you know, foundation over here doing dance. You come in here, it's a video shoot. You be like, dang. Michael Bay, this other dude made them blockbuster movies. Michael Bay, Spielberg or something. It's crazy over here, but it's luxurious. And with great power comes great responsibility. All you gotta do is Study and show yourself approved. It's right here. It's not hidden. It's not hidden. It's not hidden. It's just kind of everywhere. You know, a lot of stuff is it's spread out, but it's not hidden. And you know, the training we gonna put you right. We gonna put you right. So, admin, welcome to the foundation. If you're interested in trustee training here at the foundation, you know, so you can stand into that fear. You ain't gotta deal with it. A lot of y'all have already dealt with gurus. You got burned, so you're hesitant. That's fear too. Oh man, I feel what he's saying, but you know, so and so burned me. So and so was I told y'all there's gurus out here and pancaking their toes. And you're used to, you know, salesmen. We're used to marketing pitches. You know, it's kind of familiar. Or at least when you listen to the marketing pitch in the public, at least you have some sort of recourse, or at least you get what they say they're going to give you. These gurus out here, they tripping. They're unconscionable. And they're going to pay for what they do. You know, karma is an ugly little spider that just bites you, and then everything in you just turns to jelly. The inside's jelly. Some of y'all got half of what you need. Some of y'all got a quarter of what you need. Some of y'all got almost all of it. Whoever you are, this training is for you. Guarantee it. So, with that being said, I look forward to seeing y'all in Atlanta. Admin at welcometothefoundation.com. $250 per person, $350 for a couple. And I don't care. We grown. So if you and your homie want to come, you're going to say, oh, is y'all a couple? That's skinny. You don't do that. That's skinny guy stuff. So you ain't got to worry about it. $250 per person, $350 for the couple. I suggest you double up and, you know, take care of that luxuriousness. Also, normalized campaign. Limited edition apparel. Right now it's T-shirts. We see how it goes. But check it out. When they're gone, they're gone. I think it's a dope limited edition logo that they put together. Shout out to Bay Area Gear for partnering with us on this event. You know, we got partners, bro. We over here with partners, bro. In the Bay. We got partners in the Bay. I'm chilling. I'm chilling. My bad. I'm having a good time. But, yeah, we got the T's, man. Normalized greatness, normalized trust fund babies, and normalized private estates. So email me. Admin, welcome to the foundation. What? 1 for 10, 2 for 15. It's a crazy deal. 1 for 10, 2 for 15, but you got to pay shipping. Ain't no shipping included. $50 T-shirt, but you get free shipping. That's stupid. $10 for the T-shirt. I'm talking like the corner store. You know, you go get a white tee for $5, and then you get the, you know, the Bugs Bunny saying some weird stuff for $10. We ain't doing that. You know what I'm saying? Y'all know what store I'm talking about too. Ain't that high quality? 1 for 10, 2 for 15. Why? Limited edition, baby. When they're gone, they're gone. Get them out of here. Plus, why are you gonna hit our people in the head anyways? What's the point? Everybody charging us. We're gonna turn around and charge our people. Of course, you know, workman's where they hire, but look, man. 1 for 10, 2 for 15. There's 3 of them though, so figure out that math. It's at least gonna be 25. But $25 for 3 shirts, man? You better call 1988 and tell them you finna give them their price back. I look forward, in all seriousness, to seeing you in Atlanta, May 13th. You know, it's next month, man. It's like 30 days away. What's the day? I'm looking forward to it, you know. It's gonna be illustrious. It's been a while. It's been like 4 years, man. Nope, it's been like 3 years. My bad. It's been like 3 years. This is gonna be illustrious. Admin at welcometothefoundation.com. You're interested in trustee training? You want to catch us in Atlanta, you're looking for a normalized campaign apparel, welcome to the foundation.com PDF section. Sign up for the email list. Find our social media pages. Get your free learn on. Support us, man. We grinding for y'all. But in the meantime, I'm gonna call it a dance once again. May 13th, Atlanta, Georgia. It's gonna be luxuriousness. We're gonna try to get Yusuf in there. I'm just gonna send a car, see if he gets in it. I don't know. I just think, you get to a certain level in life. Car pull up, and then, they say your name. Some people just get in it. We'll see though. But admin at welcome to the admin at welcome to the foundation.com. I look forward to seeing you there. Y'all have a great week. Enjoy yourself. Take care of yourself. Make sure you say 10 things that you're thankful for before you go to sleep tonight and every night, as it is very important. And I'll catch y'all next week on the hottest radio network on the planet, High Frequency Radio Network. My name is Sot L, and it has been an absolute pleasure. I'll catch y'all next week. Peace to the gods.
Doing this thing all the way live. High Frequency Radio.